Hey, oozes and bunnies. This is a preview of the most recent Party Planning, an extra podcast that the Join the Party crew makes for our Patreon. If you want to listen to the whole thing, go to patreon.com/jointhepartypod. Check out this preview.
Whoa, it's party planning.
Whoa, Amanda, hi.
What's up, ghouls? How you doing?
Not much. You know, the weather's been terrible, but it really is getting me into spooky season vibes. Like, you know, there's something about weeks and weeks of sunshine where I'm just like, it doesn't feel like fall anymore. And then like a week of rain hits and you're like, okay, that's what that's supposed to feel like. Got it. Cool.
Yep.
Now I remember.
Yep. I love it. I need to light all my candles and all my lights, and I am fully ready for the fall.
Yeah, we have been decorating inside because the weather has been so terrible that we can't really decorate outside, but I have been really enjoying just like, we like fully last weekend went to Spirit Halloween, went to Michael's, went to Target, went to like a bunch of different places that have Halloween decorations out, and like fully went all out in terms of decorating inside the house. And just like the nice part too about like Michael's selling Halloween stuff is a lot of the stuff is like, I might leave this up all year round. Because it's really cute. Like I got like these, it's like supposed to be like witch's brew elements, but it's like for in like a little like wooden holder for like what's it called? Science beakers, like, you know, like test tubes.
Yeah.
But they're like full of like, you know, little mushrooms and like you know, kind of like greenery and stuff like that. I'm like, that's all year round decor. And then last year I got like a really cool like palmistry hand that is also all year round decor that has just been out in my house for the past year. So
incredible.
I'm a big fan of
for like 30, 35 days a year, all the shops are Julia themed is really what's happening here. And that's great for you. But Julia, what on earth does this have to do with Derblins and role-playing games and what we're doing here today in party planning?
Well, Amanda, I think that because we are about to go into October, the spookiest month, and I'm sure a lot of people are like perhaps planning on doing maybe some spooky one-shots or like introducing a spooky arc into their campaigns, I wanted to give them an option. And you amazingly suggested when we were like, hey, what should we do for this party planning? You're like, we should make a haunted house. And so I, being the fabulous improviser that I am, said, yes, and Amanda. And I think we're going to make a haunted house that our listeners, our friends here at Join the Party can use for their campaign, but we're going to randomize it in creating our haunted house. So what I have for us today is, one second, I have to lean down to get the reveal.
Oh my God, a prop? A reveal?
I have the box set for Betrayal on the House of the Hill. Yay! Which is a very fun game, which I'm very excited to break out with some friends for a game night in October. Yeah. But if you have not played this game, let me put this back down.
Yeah, it's the first game that I ever played with Eric and his friends, and I have never heard of it until he brought it up. And now every time we bring it up anywhere, everyone's like, oh my God, this game is so good. And it's so much fun.
Yes, so it is a game where you are playing like a bunch of characters who are exploring a haunted house, and you kind of reveal the rooms as you explore. So the house is very randomized because you don't know what the rooms are that you're going to be getting, and it kind of leads into various different situations. There's a lot of different outcomes in the game, which I think is really interesting. So it gives it a lot of like replayability. But for this case, they have these like really interesting cards. So like, for example, you get like a card that looks like that. It tells you what floor the room that you're about to reveal is. And then you turn it over and you get something like the patio.
Exactly. So for audio listeners, the card depicts like a 3-storied house. The bottom floor is basement, the middle floor is ground, and the top floor is I think top floor or something.
Hold on.
I don't know how they refer to it.
It just says upper.
Thank you. And then when you flip the card over, it has like a different texture or feature of the room. So the one Julia just held up had little
Patio.
ruins? Patio, yeah. So it has like a cobblestone on it with exits marked. So you know as you put it down on the board in the actual gameplay what how it can connect to other parts of the home.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So you basically create a haunted house with this game. So rather than like making ourselves an actual house, I think we're just going to randomly pull these to describe the rooms that you are experiencing in this haunted house and to give us a little bit more flavy, because like patio is fun, but like Amanda, what if I hit on our generate random adjectives page that I have here?
Ooh.
And you get annoying. What would the patio look like if it was quote unquote annoying? And that's how we're going to build the haunted house.
My mind is already racing. I love this so much. Excellent job.
Let's do it. All right. So what we're going to do is we'll go back and forth on like pulling a card and leading, kind of like how we do for side quests.
Yes.
And the other person can obviously yes and like give some additional feedback and stuff like that. But we're going to create, let's say, how many rooms do you want to do today, Amanda?
Let's do at least 7 rooms.
All right. So we're going to do at least 7 rooms for you to include in your haunted house that you can then share with your players at home.
I love this, and I love it for DMs and GMs at home because A, you can obviously use any system to encounter these rooms, but B, just like Eric often talks about with kind of like DMing, like having a hand of cards, you can shuffle the order and save one for later and, reposition things as you need to. You can have people run into these rooms in whatever order you like and however way. Like, I think that's a really, really smart and adaptable thing that folks can use in their home games.
Absolutely. So let's get the party started. Amanda, would you like to start with patio and annoying?
Yes, I had some ideas already. So here's my thought. And Julia, I think you may have to help me here.
For inspiration.
Oh, yes.
Go.
Thank you. I think you have to help me here a little bit just with like the mechanics in the game system. But I think that a really annoying patio to encounter as an adventurer would be, it had a beautiful cobblestone there on the card. I think the tile should be really uneven. And so that's just annoying to walk on. But B, as soon as you start adventuring across the patio, I think that classic thing happens where you step on the wrong tile and then a giant pit opens up out of which a bunch of cicadas and locusts fly.
Oh, that is annoying. I will say that's pretty annoying.
Yep. I thought patio, crickets chirping, and that's where I went.
Yes, no. So I think in terms of mechanics for what you suggested, Amanda, I would say like maybe the entire room is difficult terrain, which makes, fleeing it much more difficult as well. And then we can definitely do like swarm of locusts. I know that there's some interesting mechanics in, I can't remember which third party it is, but there's a third-party book that does like bar brawls and swarms and stuff like that.
Nice.
So that would be really interesting in either fighting your way through or getting away from this swarm of locusts and crickets and whatnot, which hits very home to me because the first year in this house around this time, we started getting like a real bad cricket problem.
Yes.
And like not even like the scary camel crickets, you know what I mean? Like the ones that like kind of jump backwards and like look like they're from hell. No, just regular field crickets who are loud as fuck. So maybe you also like when you first enter. Yeah, I was going to say when you first enter the room, maybe you have to do like a wisdom saving throw because the crickets are so fucking loud you can't hear yourself think.
I think that's really good. And I also, a dilemma I come across when playing Join the Party is often like, do we stop down and take time to like solve this problem, tie up this loose end, make sure this thing doesn't come back to bite us later? And most of the time we're like, nah, it'll be fine. And so I would say that if players can navigate across the room and exit to the next one, that's a choice. But the DM can either roll or keep track of time and the swarm speed to see if the swarm catches up to people later via air ducts or via, entrances and exits into other rooms.
Yeah, like it spreads or follows you or goes into a room that you haven't anticipated yet or haven't explored yet is really interesting. I like that, Amanda, because if you don't deal with the problem, you let those bugs out, you hit that button, the hole opened, those bugs aren't just going to stay in that room.
It haunts you, baby.
Haunty baby. And that's what a haunted house is all about. I don't know why I did a John Ralphio voice there, but hey, that's my new character voice.
Yeah, it's very good.
That's what it's all about. Yeah. All right. So that is our patio. I love it. I'm going to draw the next one, which is the coal chute. Oh boy, the coal
this
chute.
is helpful.
Yes.
All right. So we see here just a very, as you would picture, a metal chute with coal going down it.
Yes. And in the mechanics of the game, Betrayal, it's a one-way slide to the basement landing. So that is useful. I also have the adjective from our random generator, evasive.
An evasive coal chute. Oh, Julia.
That was great. My favorite part was the accent work. If you like that, you got to hear the rest of party planning by joining the Patreon at patreon.com/jointhepartypod.